Now, if you've been paying attention lately, you know that the west coast of the U.S. has been dealing with a bit of an energy crisis, California specifically. But it now looks like there is an entire continent that's about to deal with the biggest energy crisis in decades. An entire continent. And that continent is Europe, which is about to experience its biggest energy crisis in decades as natural gas supplies from Russia that have been volatile and unpredictable even before the invasion of Ukraine, well, they're now coming to a complete halt. Yes, no natural gas flowing into Europe at all. Yes, Russia announcing an indefinite halt to gas supplies via Europe's main pipeline, Nord Stream 1. And if you're asking, James, why are they doing this? Well, Russia claims punitive economic sanctions imposed by Europe and the rest of the West are responsible for this indefinite halt. Because according to Russian state news agency Interfax, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov told reporters that problems in pumping arose because of the sanctions imposed against our country and also against a number of companies by Western states, including Germany and the United Kingdom. And such direct comments from Russia represent now the clearest indication yet that Russia is seeking to put pressure on Europe to lift economic sanctions. Sanctions that were enacted to punish Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. And because Russia is guessing that Europe will really need those natural gas taps back on ahead of a cold winter. It's their strategy, an attempt to get paid. In other words, it's like, Europe, you're freezing, you need gas, pay us, you'll get it then. And that's not all, because Russia's state-owned giant Gazprom halted all exports via Nord Stream 1 back in August 31st, citing maintenance work on its only remaining compressor. Now, energy flows were supposed to resume 3 days later, but you guessed it, Gazprom on Friday citing an oil leak for the indefinite shutdown of the pipeline. No gas at all. Funny enough, the Gazprom announcement came right after a joint statement from the G7 economic powers backing a proposal to put a price capping mechanism on Russian oil. Yes, on Friday, the G7, the group of 7 wealthy nations, agreed to explore the prospect of imposing a ban on shipments of Russian oil above a certain price. And well, Russia responded accordingly. So you must be wondering, where exactly does this leave Europe? Well, the Kremlin has since said that the resumption of gas supplies to Europe is completely dependent on Europe lifting its economic sanctions against Moscow. Completely dependent. Only way. And the halt to supply via the Nord Stream 1 pipeline, which connects Russia to Germany via the Baltic Sea, prompted European gas prices to jump today and yesterday as well, with many fearful that parts of Europe could be forced to ration energy throughout the cold winter. So as it stands right now, it looks like Europe will be a bit chillier this winter because of its dependence on Russian oil, as Russia will not be delivering any natural gas into Europe until Europe, quite frankly, complies with the request. That's simple. From Modern Wall Street, I'm James Swinney.